Peyton Feener is a 2013 graduate of Wayfinder schools. Her resume is way too long for this intro. Suffice it to say, she is involved with many pageants, political organizations, and a volunteer fire department. Her day job is at the Good Turn Co-op, and all her excess energy goes into drumming for her band Drive By Todd, which, by the way, is pretty wonderful. She is about to tell us how it all began.
Oh boy, I just played here last month, and this is way more nerve-wracking. Okay. Josie and the Pussycats was my favorite movie growing up. I was always pretending to be Melody the drummer. My cousins and I even started our own version called Peyton and the Pussycats, where Kaylee, my cousin, was Josie, and Amanda, now Keith, was Val. My mom could start to see how much I loved to drum, and she bought me one of those first stack drum kits from Walmart. It was even turquoise, my favorite color. I eventually upgraded to a drum set from the swap shop covered in duct tape. I thought that was amazing. Now I have a kick-ass pearl drum set with Zildjian cymbals and iron cobra pedals, and I think it's the coolest thing in the world. I started taking drum lessons at Northern Kingdom off and on, and then taught myself the rest. Before Drive By Todd, I had a few other bands. One was called Criminally Insane, spelled Criminalee, because I didn't know how to spell criminally. But we decided to keep it because we thought it was really cool. And then Zombie Kebab, which was a piano and bongo duo with my roommate Sasha from the Wayfinder school. But then this is where the magic happens. My friend Emerson and I wanted to start a band. She'd play bass and sing, and I would obviously play the drums. Sorry, I have a cold. Okay. I forgot where I was. Oh, but we still needed a lead guitarist. I remembered that my friend's boyfriend, Jake, had played guitar, so I reached out to him, and sure enough, he said yes. At the time, I lived at the Wayfinder school, and you could go home on weekends if they were approved. Every weekend I could take off, I'd stay at my parents' house and have band practice. She lived at the Matthew John Street Apartments, and we played in my bedroom, and we were so loud, I don't know how she didn't get kicked out. I remember our first gig. We played outside the bicycle shop downtown near the Smoothie Shack. We had a lot of gigs after that. Our first song, called Evil Taxi Man, was recorded in my mom's living room. It was based on the time that Jake was super late to a show. I think it was like the Duck Derby or something that year. Because he had the worst taxi driver in the world. He was so mean. Eventually, Emerson decided to move away, so it was just Jake and I. I moved to Rockland, and we started to practice in my kitchen. Again, I had great neighbors, and I don't know how I didn't get kicked out. We're very, very loud, like very loud. Like, it's crazy. My friends Nate and Santana asked Drive By Todd to play at their wedding, but we still needed a singer and a bassist. I remembered that my coworker at the Good Turn, Joanna, dabbled a bit, so I asked her if she'd be willing to play, and she happily agreed. The sound at the wedding was horrible, and we were so embarrassed. It was our first gig as a new crew, but we didn't stop practicing. We practiced every Tuesday and Thursday for over a year for countless hours, at least 10 hours a week, I'd say. I still work at the Good Turn Co-op, which is where my internship was for the Wayfinder School. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the Wayfinder School is the reason Drive By Todd is together and that rock and roll will never be the same. We're like the Tenacious D of Midcoast Maine. We started writing so many originals that we knew we had to record them. Luckily, Jake's dad owns a recording studio in Connecticut, and he let us go down and record for free. It was the best week of my life, and I actually just got a text message saying that we're going back in April to record 2 new singles. The EP was called 7 Years of Silence, and it's on all streaming platforms, just saying. Now I'm going to start to brag a little bit because I'm very excited about all the things we've accomplished in only a year and a half. We won 3rd place in Knox County's Best of the Best local band. Last month, we got to frickin' open for the Rustic Overtones here. We were played on a national radio show, the Bob and Sherry Show, like 2 months ago, I think. And last night, we just recorded on 207 Main in Portland, so that'll be airing within a week or two. I'm very excited. I'm getting married in August, and Jake is one of my groomsmen, and Joanna is my maid of honor. I love them so much. They're my best friends. I even have a Drive-By Todd tattoo, which I'm wearing long sleeves, but it's on the back of my arm. It's awesome. Drive-By Todd is obviously going to be the band playing at my wedding because I can't think of a better band to play, so I have 3 outfit changes. That way I don't have to play in my wedding dress. It's crazy. Oh, I guess it's been 3 years, not a year and a half. It's crazy how far we've come in 3 years. But our hard work has definitely paid off, and keep an eye out for us at the Grammys. Thank you.